Welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike, where we share testimony stories. Our story for today is fuel increment and its impact on GBV. And to discuss this, we've called Mr. Nelson Banda of Men's Network to come and discuss with us. So, Mr. Banda, welcome to Comfort Time with Aunty Yunike. You're truly welcome.
Oh, thank you very much for the invitation. It has been a while.
Yes,
it's always good to be here.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Banda, we have been concerned about fuel increments, and maybe it can't be helped, but what is the impact of the increment on GBV?
Yeah,
because we know for sure that when fuel goes up, everything else goes up. It has a ripple effect on everything else. So how are you dealing with that? Are the men complaining? What is the situation on the ground?
Well, we got so concerned when we heard that the government has increased the pump prices for fuel. As you may wish to recall, the fuel is the one that drives the economy. So when the economy is not doing well, it means there's a lot of stress on the working class, the people in the communities there, because everything goes up. Imagine a family that lives in, say, Chainda and has got school-going children that have to cross the city to go to school, say in Matero or Livala. It means now that the family has to spend a little bit more to cater for the maybe 4 children that have to go to take public transport to go to school. But even parents who do not who do not spend on public transport, but they are putting fuel in their vehicles to go for work, it means more money has to be
put aside
to meet the cost of fuel. So what this means is that there's a lot of stress on the parents because they have to spend money, they have to look for other
sources of income.
So when there's a lot of stress in families, it becomes a source of violence, a source of conflicts in the home, because there could be very little money for food. You have to save here, cut some spending so that you meet that cost.
The normal cost.
So it's a source of concern for us because our economy is not doing very well. We depend so much on fuel, and this is the reason why we said no, this may be a trigger point for gender-based violence, and government has to pay attention to it, because right now our colleagues in the Zambia police gave us statistics of about 40,000 cases of GBV countrywide.
Wow.
So this means that we might have to we might end up seeing an increase of those cases from where it is. We might see more because, the families depend so much on the income that is brought in from, at the end of the month. And so we do not want to see, people, fighting because of that kind of a situation. So we felt we need to bring this before the attention of government leaders so that they begin to see it as an area that could actually bring conflicts in the homes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that why we've seen the government is actually making an effort? We've seen maize being distributed to certain areas. Is that a way of helping, or is that not helping at all?
Well, I think the maize is distributed for other factors. For instance, the drought situation in the country, and the government is just right to help mitigate those challenging times. But I think with the fuel, it is hitting so much, because even the cost of transporting that maize, someone has to bear the cost of transporting the relief maize. Yeah. So what is happening is that, yes, we need the maize, but on a long-term measure, we need the cost of fuel to come down, because everyone depends on fuel to do every day, to do their day-to-day activities. You want to go to work, to take your children to the hospital, to go to school, and other things that we have to do on a daily basis. We depend on moving from one place to another. And if you cannot move, it means your whole life grounds to a halt. So, and if it grounds to a halt, it means it's a potential for GBV in homes, because there will be conflicts. It will be a conflict area.
So we've also seen a lot of violence in even in compounds. People say they are scared to move at night. If you have a phone or a laptop, don't you dare move in the night, because it will be snatched from you. Is that because people are feeling it, and children, or the ones they call junkies, have decided to help themselves to what other people have, even if they too are feeling it?
The poor performing economy is being felt by everyone. And you see, our industry is not supportive of creating job opportunities for young people. And now we are dealing with the increases of fuel. So the effects now is that we've got a lot of young people who are on the streets, who have turned themselves into junkies instead of being in employable jobs, or at least doing something. They are now turned to other criminal activities, beating people, robbing things like phones, laptops, and so forth, which is not supposed to be the case. If our economy was doing very well, I think it would have been a different scenario. But now we have a lot of young people who are doing nothing, and so they are turning to other things that they can help themselves with. I was walking on the streets one day of Chongwe, and I counted a lot of young people actually have taken to criminal activities, but also to taking so much alcohol. There's so much alcohol that is brought into the country, and we also need, maybe this is the best time to also talk to the government, if they listen to what we are going to share here, so that they can pay attention. There's so much alcohol that is brought into the country, and it's not regulated. For instance, we walked into one of the community shops. We counted 51 types of brands of beer, which is brought into the country. Now, what that means to our young people is that they'll be drinking a lot, because they can access it at any time. And imagine this was near an education facilities where we found the 51 kinds of alcohol. So the fuel is now adding on to the socio-economic factors that the country is now grappling with.
This is very sad. Which other way can we help? Because what I don't believe is that everything should be left in the hands of the government. We're always hearing people saying, "Boma yanganepo, Boma yanganepo." Who else can help? Because I'm looking at, we've got churches who also have funders from different countries according to their faith, who are able to support. We've got NGOs. So if we say Boma yanganepo all the time, the Boma will be overwhelmed. And I think it's only fair that we also look at other ways of helping the government, so that they are not so stressed. So which other ways can we help?
Well, in every communities, I think we need to be talking about support structures that can, engage young people to be more productive. For instance, in the early 80s, we used to have community welfare. We used to call them welfare.
Social welfare.
Yes, that kind of things.
I talked about that in my. You remember in my video, Heal Your Community.
Yes.
That was very supportive because it was a place where families could go. Even when you had the men are at work, the women and the children would go there. There they were taught how to sew, how to cook, how to socialize basically, and also there was also counseling. So I think those structures need to be brought back in our communities. They did a lot to help not only with how to survive in a home, but also mental health. And I think mental health is very important because when you are in a good frame of mind, you'll be able to see opportunities that you wouldn't otherwise see if you were already drunk. Okay.
So maybe we need to start advocating
for such
things, because they really mentored a lot of young people who would regroup, learn a skill, but we also need community libraries. Okay, I don't see those libraries anymore. When I was growing up, I would go to Matero Public Library. We had some libraries also in town, and the other areas. So we need to advocate so that young people can have somewhere to go. We also had, play parks. Where young people within a community would go and, engage in sports that were run by the council. Nowadays, all the play parks have been turned into plots.
Yes, they built houses on them. And you talk of libraries. There, it was a place of escape. When you go to the library, you read about other people who have made it in life. It opens your mind. You start thinking, okay, this is how this person did it. So I can also do it, Whereas when you're just in the community drinking, you don't even have any plans or any ideas of how you can get out of there. So I think those also need to be brought back.
So I can see that the Ministry of Community Development has got more work.
They have.
Because they have.
We are actually just we don't have to reinvent the wheel. These things were there. They just died off. We just need to look back at what used to work and bring it back. Because we don't have to come up with new ideas. The ideas were already there. And they were functioning very well. And we've seen the people that are elderly, us, how we've managed. So let's give the same opportunity to the young ones.
I remember I used to read newspapers in the public libraries in Matero, in Tendere, and the city library in town. And it was free. You walk in there, read. So you know what is happening around you. And even explanations, because we're talking of fuel increments. Why has it increased? A lot of people have no idea why. They just look at the increase and they get angry. No, this has increased. No, the government is failing. When it's explained, so if there were libraries, if there was a way of sensitizing the masses, to show them, no, this is the situation. We get these things in foreign exchange. And because of that, this is how much we have to pay. So when people understand, even their way of life will change, because you explain to them, now that we are getting it at so much, how can you help yourselves and help the government? Because if they know they are partners with the government, they will not say Boma Yanganepo. They know that they too have something to do to help and to make sure that their own lives change.
So it is all of us who have to pull up our socks, as it were. Yeah, okay.
Yes. So
No. It's a very good idea that sensitization takes part. Although we are talking about sensitization means more fuel again. So how do we do that?
Yeah, because you know, the two activities speak to each other. Yeah, so that's why I was saying governments need to look at the cost of fuel, because it is also one of the means of driving the economic activities of a particular community. Look at our mothers who are selling tomatoes in the markets. Yeah, they are hit by the fuel costs, and they do not understand whether there's a you know, conflicts in the Middle East, which enables the so they do not easily understand those things. So it has to be, you know, explained to them that this is what is happening, because most of the they get the hit back as a result of the fuel increase. The men who are working, in fact, if you look at the if you are on Great North Road, coming from communities such as Chaisa, there you find a lot of people walking into town in the morning. Okay, and this is the cost as a result of the cost of fuel. They have been hit hard, so instead of jumping on a bus, they now resort to walking.
Isn't that a good thing? So they're exercising.
It's good, but you can imagine someone has walked into town, maybe 8 kilometers, and another 8 kilometers.
They'll be tired. When they get to work, they are exhausted.
Yes,
they may not function as well as. Okay, I see.
And when they are tired again, when they reach home, it's more stress.
Yeah, they are stressed, and therefore. It actually again borders on mental health, because if they are stressed, and maybe they didn't make enough to bring food to the table, then the family at home is also stressed, and so recipe for GBV. So we talk about the stress of people walking. I was looking at it as a positive thing that. When one walks, they're exercising, therefore they'll be more energetic. But when you walk as a way of exercising, it's different than when you have to walk because you don't have money for transport. And when we talk of stress, that stress actually causes physical ailments. When you don't handle your stress properly, you're likely to have high blood pressure, diabetes, heart problems, and many other ailments that the stress causes. So issues of stress should not just be looked at as something that is affecting us emotionally. It's also impacting us badly physically. So I thought I should mention that.
Well, that is correct, because a stressed man could be a potential, you know, perpetrator, and we don't want to see those statistics going up because of certain kinds of stress which we can avoid. So for us, that's why we felt that the issue of fuel should be looked at by the government, because it could be a stressing point, and it has got an impact on, you know, fighting gender-based violence, not within families, but also institutions that are helping, you know, communities with the messages, with outreaches, services. For instance,
they will cut down
their activities because of, you know, the high cost of burning fuel to go and, do outreach activities in a distance of maybe from Lusaka to Lundazi or other areas. So it means it has got, those are the implications that we're talking about.
That we need to look at, yeah. Okay, no, Mr. Banda, thank you so much. I think that is food for thought. There's so much that we need to look at, not only as a government, but also as a people, because we are partners. And we can only help each other by also looking at how far can we go. Otherwise, if we just look at one area, we are actually just shooting ourselves in the foot. So thank you so much. But you are talking to your men. You are telling them that they should not just look at the government. This issue of Boma Yanganepo should not be there.
These conversations are ongoing. When we have conversations with our men in the communities, a lot of issues come up. And one of the issues is this. If you jump on a public transport and you provoke a discussion, you find that everyone will be talking about fuel. So meaning that it is something which is burning in their hearts. So talking about it is also
gives some kind of relief. And I think, Mr. Banda, one other thing you should encourage your men is to talk to their women, to their families. A lot of men like to bottle in issues. You find they're under pressure, but they don't share with the wife. The wife doesn't know what's going on, and they look at that as a weakness. They don't want to be vulnerable. Being vulnerable is a strength, not a weakness. So we would like to encourage our men to feel free to share what they're grappling with. That way, you get help. They say a problem shared is a problem halved. So please, our men, we want you to be stress-free and we want to help. Sometimes we have answers that you have not even looked at. So we encourage our men to talk to the women.
Exactly, that is the best way to go.
No, thank you so much for bringing this issue up. I'm sure as our viewers see what we have discussed, they will take it up, and the women should encourage their men. When you see your husband being sulky, just tell him, let's share, we're in this together, and share with him. You'll find that now he's smiling because now he knows I'm not alone. The way that our men have been socialized is that the men should never cry. Which is very wrong because they're human beings. So why shouldn't they cry? So we should help them to know that they are human. It's okay to cry. It doesn't take anything away from you. It's okay to share. So please encourage our men that they're human and we love them. Okay, no, thank you so much for coming to Comfort Time. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you so much.
So this will go out and I'm sure you'll help so many more, and you can give it to your men to say, watch, this is what our women want. They want you people to share. Thank you so much. As we talk about men sharing their problems, in order for us to help them, we must also know as women that it's up to us to fish whatever information we think we need from them out of them, because most men are closed in. They like to suffer in silence. It's up to us to encourage them to open up. And we need to stop this business of saying what is his is ours and what is mine is mine. We are a team. That is not supposed to be like that. I've seen women who have cooked meat without tomato because the husband did not leave money for tomato, and yet they have the money themselves. That is not good. That is not fair. That is not human. You are a team, you are a couple. What is yours is for both of you. Don't wait for the other to be the only one struggling. Why did you get married? So thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to our channel, and remember to always give us a thumbs up. It helps to grow the channel. and share our videos widely. Comfort Time continues. Stay blessed. See you in the next video.